Hey guys, it's Mulligan, and welcome to episode 6 of Eternal Errors, a series where I analyze my misplays so you can hopefully learn from my mistakes and make the correct plays. This week is going to be a bit of a lighter episode. I had some leftover games with different decks that I never put into an Eternal Errors episode, so I kind of decided to mash them all together into this video. I tried to get a scenario from each deck I played in previous episodes of this series, and I didn't quite succeed, but I got most of them. But if you've been following the series since the first episode, you'll recognize all of these decks. But enough talk, let's jump in. The first game we're going to look at here is against Anya, who's on Stonescar Burn, and I'm on Fire Time Justice Armory. Now this Oni runner has already gotten multiple war cries, so I'm wanting to get rid of it immediately. So I equipped the Auric Runehammer to get rid of it, which turned out to be a misplay. I really needed to use Charge Chain Flail if I was going to get rid of that Oni running immediately. I needed to save the Runehammer for the possible Umbran Reaper, which turns out later on Onia had, and I was forced to take an additional 10 damage by using Charge Chain Flail to clear the Umbran Reaper. Now, had I saved the Auric Runehammer instead, I would have been able to use the Auric Runehammer to clear the Umbran Reaper, take no damage. I would still be at 16 life, and this Impending Doom that gets played, despite it being a 7/7, I would have played the Throneborn to get 4 more life, so I would effectively be at 20 life, which would have bought me at least 1 extra turn, maybe even 2. You could argue that I could have tried blocking with the Rakano Artisan back there with the Oni Ronin, but I didn't like the play because it was weak to Vara's favor. So I think Charge Chain Flail on the Oni Ronin was the better play. It was a classic case of having a question on a test that's multiple choice and there is more than one correct answer. You have to choose the best answer, even though it isn't the only answer. This next game is against Chesspiece Face, who's on Ikaria Blue, and I'm playing Elysian mid-range. I just took out my Dawnwalker with an Auric Runehammer, so I play Sandstorm Titan to get my Dawnwalker back out of the void. Now, on my opponent's turn, he takes a while to decide what to do, but the turn is going to end up being Inspire, and then attack my Dawnwalker again with the Runehammer, and then do nothing and pass it back to me. Now, I have to decide at this point between playing Xenon Obelisk and setting up a 2-turn lethal with Sandstorm Titan, or playing my other Sandstorm Titan to get my Dawnwalker out of the void again and set up lethal for next turn. So I go with the latter play, because I wanted my opponent to have as few chances to draw an out as possible, but that Wisdom of the Elders that was played was pretty key, because it turns out he draws into Harsh Rule and wipes me completely, and I have absolutely no follow-up at all and no way to close out the game. So going for the next turn lethal, in hindsight, turned out to be a misplay. Initially, I thought it wasn't. I thought playing the other Sandstorm Titan was correct. But going back to that turn where he held up 4 power, I should have known that a Wisdom of the Elders was going to get played, because there was no rise to the challenge that was played. It was just Inspire, attack, and pass back. It wasn't much of a turn. And unfortunately, despite me getting the board back a little bit with this False Prince and the Dawnwalker again, a couple of buff Ikarias later, and I'm out of the game. Finally, we've got a game against Britvika, who's on Elysian mid-range, and I am on Burn Queen. Now, I couldn't really find a game where I was playing Burn Queen where I had made a misplay, so I figured why not show a game where my opponent makes the misplay instead. That should be a little different. So I top deck a 3rd Argenport Instigator with 2 already in play. I play it and attack with my 4/4 Instigator and manage to get my opponent down to 3 thanks to the Rapid Shot on the block there. But on my opponent's turn, they're going to end up attacking with Titan and Dawnwalker. which turned out to be a huge blunder, as all I have to do is block because Instigator's effect goes off even if it dies. And because of that, I deal the lethal damage needed to win the game. That's it for this episode of Eternal Errors. Thank you so much for watching. As always, feel free to leave a like if you liked the video, or feel free to leave a dislike if you didn't. But if you didn't like it, let me know in the comment section below as to why. And if you guys would have handled any situations shown today differently, or if you have any ideas in general for this series, also let me know in the comment section below. Feedback is appreciated. This will be the last episode of Eternal Errors for this month. The series will start back up sometime in June. The next episode I have planned is going to be a little different from what you guys have seen so far. I'm pretty excited for it. Anyway, thanks again for taking time out of your day to watch this, and until next time, take care.